Hi all, right back with more of The Other Side of the Hill. That's us up to part 50. Um, okay, just the day after recording, I'm getting a little bit of time just now. I think it might dry up a little bit, but anyway, I've released a couple of parts. No, not any comments as of yet. I just released, I want to say it was 46 this morning. This is 50, so I've still not watched 47, 48, 49. Which I like to do, as I say. So nothing to talk about, I don't think. There was nothing that cropped up for me either, I don't believe, no. I did want to glance at generals and have they got two armies. I'm just looking around just now, and I think that is the case. We did deal with this properly, left one army in there. Got lucky with the attack, didn't we? No AG head there. AG head here, there's two. AG head here, there's two. He got questioned because we retreated, didn't we? Felt like it was a better option there. I don't know. It's probably debatable, but... And then on the eastern front, well, we're reduced to 3 armies in Baltic states, 2 in Belarus, 2 in Ukraine, and 3 in Romania, Bulgaria. So, and out of them, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, there's only 3 regular armies, 7 reduced armies, so yeah, kinda going to be up against it now. We'll just get through the fall here, get into 1944, see what things are going to be heading our way. Okay, so we are 1943 still in the fall, like I say, administrative phase, just about to start. Bombing in Germany, let's go. No effect, we've kept that at 5 again this time. So moving on, German replacements, right. We've got 3 Wehrmacht, 2 Luftwaffe, 1 strategic. So 3 Wehrmacht, where do we start? We do have reduced armies, we've got a selection of lots of stuff there. But we're only getting 3 points worth of them, if you like. I think we've got to just stick to the Eastern Front, haven't we? I mean, we reduced this to 1 to be able to support Southern Italy a bit better. Let's say we reduced that to 2. I think that's where the other army came from to support Southern Italy. Whether we want to maybe up Southern Italy by 1, maybe put a regular army, upgrade it. Or do we just want to concentrate on here in the east? If I did leave a point for Southern Italy, remember we are defending in rough in Southern Italy. Turkey as well. I mean, Turkey's got a regular and a reduced, and it's defending in rough. I think we cope with that. I mean, maybe Southern Italy could just... Well, I mean, that is a... I mean, if they do break through into there, and we did retreat to Rome, so we're in the last step here, you know. So maybe this is more important than if you think Turkey... we could maybe switch armies around. Movement points is going to be an issue. Air naval control in the east 2, but the other 2 fronts it's just 1. So, although we do have 2 Luftwaffe replacement points, so we can possibly bump the 2 up to 2. So I'm just thinking if they break through Turkey, remember they need to push us right back to there first. Then we either retreat into Bulgaria or Greece. Now the downside to that is, I've just realised, I think, am I not right in saying that we would get a western offensive into Romania, Bulgaria from Turkey, and we'd also get a Soviet offensive into Romania, Bulgaria from the Black Sea. So it'd get attacked twice, wouldn't it? Or checked for. But I think the fact that's back there, it's in rough. Actually, I could possibly see myself reducing that to 2. Or maybe not, maybe not. Maybe we do upgrade one of these and leave that as that. I'm not fussed about Spain. Just going to hope for the best with Spain. I mean, that's in the last space as well in Barcelona. And Marseille is actually in plains, isn't it? Which isn't great. No resource in here though either, so Turkey would be a loss of resource if they came in there. And, well, Northern Italy, if they did manage to break right through into there, there's not a resource there, but that's a horrible place for them to get to. Yeah. Well, actually, I'm saying there's no resource. I want to say that being the Festung and the resource symbol there, I think we lose a resource if they take Munich. Any of the Festung ones have got the little symbol beside it. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. But they need to get into Munich. We're in Florence there just now, which is rough, and Munich's rough as well, which helps. Okay, so 1, 2. I mean, could it just be straightforward? Put 1 reduced army here, 1 reduced army here. That's 2 points, and then upgrade this for a 3rd point. I think that sounds okay. Right, let me probably do that then. So 1 into there. It's defending on river. This is defending in plains. Right, and then 1 into there. That's 2 of my points. Yeah, I mean, part of me feels like I should just leave Southern Italy as it is. Upgrade one of these. Yeah, I was just having a think of that there. Obviously, over in the east, you get quite a lot of the special effect with reductions. Now, it looks like my last point has to be to upgrade because I've not got any reduced armies left. So, I'm not going to put a Panzer army out there. So, I'm going to upgrade a reduced army, which means there will be a reduced army in here. And I suppose thinking about if I was to upgrade one of these, then it gives me a grey regular army to reduce. I think it's better, but then one of these is going to have 3 whites, so if I take a reduction in there, it means a loss of a dice, you know. Which is, yeah, I think that's probably what I think I'd rather be rolling 3 white dice than a grey dice and a white dice. You know, 2 dice, but one's grey, one white. I've spoken about this before. I don't know what the odds are about if it statistically works out better either way or not. I don't know. You got a similar situation in Southern Italy, I suppose, but we don't get the reductions coming up. You know, the special effect reductions. That's just in the, well, I've certainly not seen any of that. No, there's not. It's the Soviet ones that come up with that. So, yeah, we'll take our chances in Southern Italy then, and we'll upgrade. Now, this is debatable. This is one with a resource, but this is one that's close to Königsberg, which technically could be the loss of a resource as well. I will say that that's the thing I was thinking about. Bosch, he's got a chance of cancelling the reduction, isn't he? Yeah, he's the guy on top. Defending any, roll 1 grade I. Yeah, because we got that result the last time. Whereas List does not. I think it's Von Kuker, this other one that's got a chance. Needs to be defending in rough though. Yeah, we actually want to go back, don't we? We actually sort of want to take a hit there anyway. Yeah, Yeah, we've given up on the whole let's try and take this and get a resource. I'd be back. I'd prefer to be back in Hungary, just defending the rest of the game, I think. So it seems like because Bosch has got a chance of reducing it, cancelling the special effect reduction, then it seems probably better to put that in there. So that now we've got this in the force pool. If we were to take a reduction there, then that grey would just become on the white, wouldn't it? And he's got a chance to cancel it if it happens to go there. That's my logic anyway. Right, so we've upgraded to... We've got 3 armies in each of our eastern front. And we upgraded one of them, didn't we? We left everything as is elsewhere. Yeah. So I don't think anything will be getting moved about either then. The only consideration, and that's assuming I do move my Southern Front Air Naval movement up to 2, would be to switch this for one of them. See, as soon as I move this out though, he goes away, doesn't he? Or even vice versa, he goes away. But then again, the command phase comes right after that. So you could just put the same guy back in. Or somebody different, maybe. Well, it's got to be the highest. He's a 6, he's a 6. I'm pretty sure whichever come out would go back in. Yeah, you get a chance to look elsewhere. I mean, there might be a chance to upgrade someday, maybe. I want to say he's pretty decent in it, so I would probably want to move him out. And he's questioned. So I'd probably make the move that way first to keep him in play and then get rid of him. But it might be he just comes back in there anyway. Right, okay. Well, we can consider that when it comes. And that's only if I want to maybe have the regular army there. I might just leave it as is. Well, when you take from activated generals, does it have to be equal to? So you've got Guderian. These are on attack. Rommel. They're the only 2 6s I've got, and they're the only 2 I could look at. So yeah, and we've looked elsewhere. We've done all this before. There's not real a general out there that I'd really want in Southern Italy. I don't think. Well, there probably is. I'm just not seeing it. Right, well that'll do for our Wehrmacht replacements. Right, say Luftwaffe are 2. Well, in the Western Front, the only attack is in Spain, but it does mean they get an extra dice there, Grant. And you've only got 1 army down here, so I think we should be fair and increase both Southern and Western Front by 1. Yeah, I think so. So I think 1 point goes in there, and then 1 point goes in there. So they're all at 2 now. And the other way of doing it was to put that at 3 and left the Western one down, but yeah, I mean, I still want to try and hold off in Spain if I can. And giving them an extra dice is making it harder, so why not? Yeah. Okay, so that's Luftwaffe replacements. Strategic warfare replacements are at 1. We got knocked down the last time, so we're able to put that back up to 3, so still not getting the 4 spot, but maybe next season, or it'll be next year now. Like I say, I think I said that the last time I got knocked down again. Okay, satellite replacements, there's not any. So production table, right. Well, first of all, how is it looking at the moment? We've got 13. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we're showing 14 now. That's maybe because we played that Force Labour and nudged one of the replacements up. So we've got to drop something down there. But what cards are we going to be playing? Right, as for military directive objectives, I don't think anything more is going to happen. Like Carlos hinted to, and I realised this, but in the summer you want to play one. but the summer is, we're in the fall just now, so there's no penalties. So as long as I play one in the summer, my guess is going to be it's going to be that local offensive card that I'll be able to get back, and then everything else just doesn't matter, I don't think. So I'm not going to play a military directive. So what was that set? Oh, well, that's good. That was the one that we played Barbarossa, so we can put that down to 1. So now I think we've got a point to play with. We can increase, can't we? Right, what about our... Right, well, Occupation of Italy is now gone, so we got that. I don't want to play this card. I mean, I can play it. We've got the prerequisite. I don't want to drop my fanaticism. And I know that Russian Partisans card is bad. And of course, I can't remember what it does. So, and it costs 3. Well, the thing is, it might be a chance to actually play it this turn. Let's just say we put that to 3. Well, I want to say we need to drop something again, haven't we? Because we just put the military directive down. I just don't... I'm trying to think about the Partisans card. Does it knock a resource down? No. Does it knock a Wehrmacht replacement down? No, that doesn't feel right either. Russian Partisans. You know what I'm starting to think? Is it not the one that every Soviet area that you've got a controlled Ascan, you roll dice, and if you get a hit you take a reduction or something? That is kind of bad. I know it's bad. I just don't feel like messing with my fanaticism. Right, I don't think I'm going to play it. I might put it in my hand for next turn, next year, and maybe have a good look at that the Partisans card, Russian Partisans, or maybe just play it. I don't know. We need to get the fanaticism. Maybe if we had it in our hand and the Q attempt had came and went unsuccessful, I'd then feel okay about dropping my fanaticism, maybe. Right, and then the other option card is this. Now there's an issue with this, isn't there? So this is my production directive, isn't it? Yeah. So it would cost 2. I think I'm going to do this though, but the problem with it is that there's 2 combat events left in the combat events deck, and one of them has a good chance of knocking a project marker 1 box to the left. You know, well, I think I just play it and so be it. I might get away with it. I might not draw that combat event. I want to say the one on top is the other one, I think. I think it's on the bottom. I don't know. I feel like the one on top's the mountain, the 28th Mountain Army thing, where it's going to reduce a Soviet hit. I think that's a card on top, but we might draw that when we're in the Western Offensive. So I think I want to play Project V Weapons, which means, well, we're not going to play Slavic Cooperation, so put that down, and we're just going to move that up to 2. So I think that might be 13 we're at then. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 it is. I think that looks good. 3 Wehrmacht, 2 Luftwaffe, 1 strategic again. We're sitting at 3 for strategic. Don't need military directive, don't need political directive. Yeah, I'm not playing any of them. And then my production directive is going to be the V Weapons. Okay, let's go with that. Right, well, we're going to just move into that. So production directive, well, that's going to be this then. So no prerequisites. The development is 2, and we need a 3+ to advance it. And succeeding with this would give us fanaticism +1. So, yeah, we're going that card. I'll just put it there. I know I've still got, you know what, I've still got this line out. I don't need this. I just left it to remind me that we drew the new tanks card out. So, yeah, I'm just going to chuck that away now. So we're playing Project V weapons. Now where's these markers? In one of these boxes here. Project V weapons. There it is. So it goes that side up, and its development was 2. So it goes here. And I mean, there's a chance that'll get knocked back up 1. Right, but we get to rolling this right away. So it's a 3+. That's right, isn't it? I'm rolling this right away, and then if I succeed, and then it goes back to the deck, doesn't it? Oh, no, hang on. It goes back in my hand, I think. Yeah, because you can play it again the next season. Well, next season's going to be the next year. Right, I need a 3+. Okay, here we go. Good, 5, right. That's making me even more not wanting to see it going back up then. Right, so we've only got one more step to complete that. To get an extra fanaticism, but I get the feeling it'll bump back down to 2, that. So that was our production, and obviously that was set at 2, which is the cost of it. We're not playing a political directive, we're not playing a military directive. So we're now moving into the operations phase of the fall of 1943. That was right, we're not playing a... Yeah, we can't play the occupation of Italy, so... Yeah, and we don't want to play a Slavic Corporation. Okay, so strategic warfare. Well, we're back up to 3 again. What am I at? 21 minutes. Yeah, I want to push on here. So, hang on, this card does go back in my hand. Let me just double check that. Because we succeeded, but it's not complete. Let me find it in the rule book first. Yeah. If the die roll fails or the project is not completed after a successful die roll, which is what we had, the project card is available for play on later turns of the year. So, yeah, we may attempt to advance project marker and the production directive on later turns. It is going to be the end of the year, but I'll then go back to the deck and whatever, yeah. Okay, so strategic warfare. We're at 3. One of the dices is grey. So 2 white and a grey. We lost the last time. Right, not many combat cards left, only 2. So drawing for the Western Strategic Warfare 1943. It's only 3. 1943, 3. Yeah, so 3 dice each we're getting. 3 blue dice for them. Right, okay. See what we get. See if we can win one. That'd be good. There we go. That looks good. No, it doesn't. I was looking at their dice thinking that looks good. We've got nothing. Ugh. No hits, and they've just got the 1. Tanks don't count. Blanks don't count. Strategic events would count, but there's no strategic events left. So they win. So Western Hats greater than Axis, distributed difference, and Hats strategic warfare and German air naval control. Is it tempting? I don't think so. I think we still just take it on the strategic warfare, aren't we? Because the difference in hits is only 1. So we could take it here, and then again in the movement phase, knock one of our air naval controls down to 1 to knock it back up, leaving this at 3. But I don't think that's wise. I think we'd like to keep them at 2, so I'm going to knock that down by 1. That makes the most sense, I think. Right, so now we're into movement. Well, all I need to consider is if I want to switch these over, I suppose. I mean, that Falcon Horse, he would go back. Then I'd need to appoint somebody here. He might be going away anyway. There's no other vacancies now. Anything changed? No. And we've only got 2 generals left and available. One's a 4 and one's a 3. So I suppose... No, yeah, it's against the Soviets. So if he does go away, would I not have to appoint him? And he's not going to be any good. That's the last 2 generals. Well, hang on, could you not pick somebody out? Yeah, because you're only going to have a 4 here, and you could pick somebody out that activated, I would think. That might be good then. Yeah, we're going to roll for him first, aren't we? I kind of well, doesn't mean our unrest goes up, and well, no more Black Orchestra cards to take, so we've got all of them. I kind of think I would like him going away. He wasn't doing anything anyway. He's a Denmark-Norway guy, isn't he? Right, I don't think I'm going to do any movement at all. No operational, no strategic, no air movement. Is that right, Grant? Well, hold on here. I never thought about that right enough. How about switching? There's 2 of these in here, and there's only, you know, this is defending in planes. So, yeah, maybe I will just leave it. You know, you're waiting for the chance of tank rolls, and grey dice at least have a tank on them. Whereas these are both defending on river, which don't benefit from tanks, so... Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave everything. Right, no movement. Right, command. There's no appointments to go out there. The only thing to do is check this question guy in southern Italy. I think that's all. No vacancies. The OBs are fine. Right, so let's roll on his confidence of 2. And sort of hoping for a higher than a 2 here, actually. I think I am. Here we go. Right, well, you've got what you asked for. So he is going to be dismissed. Has he got any special... no, Denmark nominated. If nominated, choose general. Yeah, no, it's just his abilities to do things. So no special about him going away. So he's dismissed. His counter comes out of southern Italy, and a vacancy marker going into southern Italy. That's his counter there. And right, that's a good part. The bad part is that goes up to 2 now. With no Black Orchestra cards, so I'm just assuming nothing happens there. Right, so now we do have an appointment to fill though, so let's see if we can make something off this. Right, how is it go again? High seniority in the availables. Right, my high seniority in the availables are 4. I've only got a 4 and a 3, so that guy. Don't really like putting him in there. I mean, he's pretty good defending rough, but it's only against the Soviet faction, so that's not any good. Right, so our other option is an activated or in command general with a seniority equal to or higher than the highest seniority. So I'm going to look through my availables, and anything with a 4 or higher can be put in here, so that should be good. Surely I can come up with somebody here. Right, well, I've got three options. Remember, I was just looking at Western faction defending and rough. Because not only is Rome rough, that if we do retreat into Florence and Munich, they're all rough. So it would be nice to get somebody that could go back and take care of this. So, first guy we've got is Mackinson. Remember, these have to be a 4 or higher. And he's a 4, another 2 or 5s. So cancel 1 tank result. Defending in any. He's defending in any, actually. In fact, hold on, they're all defending in any. So, Reinhardt, the controlling player may change any 1 result in a grey die for a grey tank. Well, that's not so useful just now, so we've got just reduced armies, so probably not going to take him. Oh, hang on. Yeah, no, it's equal to or higher, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. And it was a 4, yeah. And this one's cancel any special effect in the combat card. That's modal. I mean, he's better on the Eastern Front, isn't he? Cancelling the reductions. Yeah, see, you could do a... But the thing is, he's a 5. You know, see, it's difficult to get him as an AG head. And yeah, to be honest, it looks like I'm putting the 4 in here, which is probably mean... Again, I know this is where Carlos is saying you shouldn't really be doing that, but as long as the AG head's going to do something, you know, how many times have I found a Whedon been putting a Whedon general in, it does nothing, you know? So, yeah, so I'd kind of prefer to have had the 5 though, but all he's going to be able to do is cancel the air rolls, which, okay, that's something. You just, do you feel like this guy could be better though? Yeah. It does mean that more than likely we're not going to be getting a Whedon general when we're in any combats in southern Italy. Well, not until we whittle down some of the higher seniority generals. Well, I've not... Well, that's not true. I've got 6s that I could put in. I could also look at my in-command generals and move one of them down. Let me glance at that, I suppose. Von Stuppenagel. Yeah, I think I could put him in. Yeah. He's not any good. It's rolling black dice. He's not any good. Yeah, it's only Von Stuppenagel out of my in-command generals that could benefit. Like, he cancels the air. You know, he's doing his thing in Turkey anyway. Okay, I'm going to go for Von Mackensen then. Like I say, it does mean every combat in there is probably not going to bring a Whedon general along. Right, let's go with him. So he came from activated, and his seniority is 4, which is fine. So he's now going in command. Let me find his counter. Should have been used before, wasn't it? Oh no, maybe not. No, there is there. So Mackinson, his confidence is a 3. He is now in charge of Southern Italy. And goes in the command section. Right. Nobody else to deal with. Let's move on. Let's just move on. Right, Axis offensive. There won't be one. Western offensive. Right, let's do it. So we have a disputed Spain, we have a disputed Southern Italy, and we have an adjacent Turkey. That'll be that. What was the last card? 14. Reasonably high. One before that was a 10. We've got one. There's only one more card left in the combat deck, actually. We'll just go for Spain, get out of the way. Now, hold on. We've got 2 generals. Well, actually, hold on. We've got a choice of 4 out of 3, so we actually could bring this guy along. I think he's useful, isn't he? Controlling primary reroll and yeah. Hang on, I get a Whedon general if I've got at least 1 army. Yeah? So Spain would allow me to pick either one of these. This guy's I'd like to keep for the Soviet attack, but well, as long as we only get 1 combat out of these 3, then maybe we can keep this guy. I think this is better for Spain then. We'll try Spain first. Yeah, we'll try Spain first. And hopefully we don't get a combat. Right, so Drawing a combat card for Spain. Western faction attacking. That looks bad. Card 15, 1943. It's 2 air rolls and 3 dice. Okay. 2 air rolls and 3 dice. Let me get my combat cards up. Right, generals. Well, there's no AG ahead. However, we have at least one German army. We've got to pick either Walter Weiss, or is it Walter Weiss? I don't know. Yeah, because the W's have a V, don't they? So maybe it is. Or this guy. And he's going to be able to do something. He's not. This is the weakest. Yeah. Does mean that these are going to get either that guy or get nobody. Yeah, let's pick him. So it's going to be a highest or second highest. So that's a 4 out of 3. So I'm going to take him. And well, we could hope that maybe we shuffle the deck up, because that's the last. In fact, I'll do that now. That's the last of the combat cards. Oh no, I've got to discard this one first. Well, they'll be getting shuffled up anyway. Maybe we can luckily shuffle 2 cards to the top that are not going to be combats, and then we can keep that guy for the Soviet ones. Unlikely, but well, you never know. Right, so we've got our leading general. We do have an OB, but he's not doing anything. We've got some special effects. So we had 2 air to roll, and it was 3 dice, wasn't it? Yeah. So 2 air. Nah, unfortunately, yeah. Again, if they get an aircraft on one of these 2 dice, then they're going to get an extra dice in the combat. Here we go. Oh yes, I'm thinking, oh no, that's a hit anyway. No, it's not. That's only when this. We've been really lucky with this. We have. So no air again. So our air naval control stays at 2 in the Western Front. That's excellent. Right, now on to the combat. It's 3 dice they're getting. No +1s. We are going to get a +1 because we're defending in rough. Right, but I may, and this is one that I need to deal with before rolling my dice. And controlling player may reroll 1 die in the ally combat roll. The new result must be applied. Okay, so I'm rolling 3 dice. And yeah, this is the way I set out to play the game. I can't remember what the benefit is to doing it that way. I didn't realise it was a benefit until later in the game. And I figured that it was written in the rules. And although Carlos said you can do it any way you want, and generally doesn't matter that much, then I was a bit strict about doing it. Anyway, right, I can reroll one of these dice if I want to. But I've got to take the result. Well, I think we'll be rerolling one, won't we? So it's in rough. It doesn't matter which one you reroll, Grant. So they're getting. I'll just reroll the tank. It's in rough, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, we really want an event, or well, kind of don't want to draw the combat events like that. But I'm pretty sure we're not. We're not going to get through the whole Soviet offensive and avoid a combat event, surely. In fact, well, it might need to be 2 combat events, because I'm not sure which one's on top. Right, I'm going to re-roll this one, and we've got to take this result. Oh, well, there you go. We did get the event. So it's only 2 hits. So our general done something this time. Okay, so 2 hits and an event. So we're rolling 1 white dice only, and we're getting 1 extra for the rough. So 2 white dice. We really need some guns. Here we go. No, we're losing out now. That's going to be the other event as well. Yeah, that was rubbish. Not good. Right, so there's the results. They've got 2 hits, we've got 1. And this event that's in here helps. It reduces a hit if it's the Soviet faction. So it's not going to help us there. So 2 events. Right, and our project is looking iffy now as well, isn't it? Well, yeah. Right, so here's the first event. It is indeed the 28th Mountain Army. So if the combat is with the Western faction, it goes down the bottom. that is the case. So this goes down the bottom. That's the first event taken care of. And then the second event, well, I know what it's going to be. Well, we do need to roll dice. So if there are no project markers in the project chat, it goes down the bottom. Well, there is this time. Roll 2 Western dice. If at least one here, well, we just need to roll what we've done the last time. Move the most advanced project marker box. One box to the left in the project box. If more than one marker is eligible, choose randomly. Well, there's only one. So, yeah, we just need to avoid an aircraft, which we've been doing quite a lot in the air rolls. There we go. And unfortunately, although there's only the one that hits. So that moves that back down to 2. I mean, I figured there was a high chance of that, but we had nothing major to do with our point. Well, you could have said maybe not play that. This card would have went away because it doesn't go in the new year, and then you've got rid of that card, and I could have had my Luftwaffe at 3 right now, couldn't I? And not played the production directive. And kept it till the new year. Yeah, maybe there's an argument to that, because it was very unlikely we weren't going to be rolling the 2 dice. Now, if we got lucky and rolled the dice, then this card goes away and that's that. But anyway, so we've moved the box to the left and this card's done. So we're not going to see it again at least. So only one combat event card left in the deck, and we know what that is. So we're going to benefit from that, I would think, at some point in the Soviet offensive, because it keeps going down the bottom. Well, hopefully we benefit at a time where it's going to cancel a hit. Right, that was the second event. Right, now to resolve the combat. They've got 2, we've got 1. So we are the defender. So their hits is greater. So 1 reduction, 1 retreat for every hit in the difference. We've got 1. Where is this again? Spain. Oh god. Yeah, that's bad, isn't it? And if we retreat, head of AG and leading general questioned. Well, there's no AG. I suppose I take the reduction. When's the next? Yeah, I mean, we're going into the new year. I'm going to get replacements. I could just chuck an army back in there. I suppose I've got to do that, So I'm going to take the reduction. I certainly don't want to leave that with no armies, though. Oh, I can't. Or can I? This is partisan. Oh, maybe I can't then. Do I have to retreat? Right, hang on. I'm going to have to... That's not something that's came up before. Give me a sec. Right, this isn't so clear in the rules for me. Everything I'm reading about partisan areas is like the wee sort of glossary at the beginning. Says partisan activity if an area with the symbol has an occupied mark. Yeah. I got caught with that before. Right, well, we're okay. This isn't occupied, Grant, it's disputed. Which makes me look elsewhere, but all these areas are occupied. This is occupied. Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, okay. So that's not the case. I don't need to leave the army there. I suppose I could leave the question. Well, no, there's not a question to answer, Grant. Because if you're taking a reduction in an area, it's clearly going to be disputed. So it's not occupied, so partisan doesn't matter. Okay, so we take a reduction then. That's 2 reduced armies in the force pool now. And combat's over. Let's go away. That card, combat card goes away. Now I will shuffle the deck. Okay, that's a nice new fresh combat deck. Hopefully I've shuffled a couple of nice ones to the top. Why am I wanting that again? Oh yeah, so I can avoid possible the next two combats. Yeah, I think it's unlikely, like I've said, but you never know. We can hope. So he's done. So now we know he's been activated. He did actually do something there, didn't he? Yeah, we re-rolled and he didn't get a hit. Yeah, but unfortunately we only came up with one hit, didn't we? I mean, we needed 3 hits, didn't we? But with the guns, you've always got the hope, I suppose. Right, that's Spain done. So, well, it's a fresh deck. It doesn't really matter. Let's go. Let's go with Turkey first. So Turkey. Well, he's got one Stupenagel. Well, let's see if we get a combat first. Yeah, the whole point, the whole reason not to want to combat in these two is the only general we've got left is useful. He's only useful in defending in rough, Grant, which is Romania, Bulgaria, isn't it? I think that's the only one. Yeah. Anyway, combat check. It's card number 13, so my guess is it's going to happen. Western Faction 1943. Yeah, it's 2 air rolls, again, and 3 dice. Just the same. So unfortunately we are getting... The good thing is we're getting... when Stupenagel's got... You can stop an air hit. Not from the special effects, but... So cancel 1 air result in allied combat roll, Western Faction defending in any. So we've got him as our AG. And then, unfortunately, we've only got 1 general left. One Stupenagel's a 6, so we can bring him along and he's going to do nothing. Unfortunately, because it's only against the Soviet faction. Right, we've got 2 air to roll. And again, if this turns up an aircraft, then they're going to get an extra dice because my naval control's at 2 at the moment. There we go. And this time we get... Damn. Right, off camera, I'll just move that down to 1. So they were originally getting 3 dice, now they're getting 4. Ugh. The combat event's not going to help us. We know what that is now. It's only 1 left. We're defending in rough, so we're going to get 3 dice. They're getting these 4 though. 1 extra for their naval control. Oh, but we can cancel an air hit. We can cancel an aircraft. So we want to see at least 1 aircraft, so we can stop that at least. Right, we've got that. That's good. And an event. So it's only 2 hits. Because it's the combat's in rough. So no, you're gonna look at the event, but it's not gonna be anything. Right, we get a grey, a white, and then 1 extra white for defending in rough. Grey, a white, and a white. And I want to say, what is it? Just 2 hits I've got? Yeah, because we're going to cancel the aircraft. So 2 hits to beat. Come on, some guns. There's a gun. Yes! 3 hits. Excellent. Okay. Right, so let's deal with the event. Well, we're going to draw this event. We know it doesn't work. So the Western Faction goes down the bottom. So I'm going to draw that twice and put it down the bottom to satisfy that and that. Von Stupenagel here is going to cancel that. And then we check the hits. It's in rough, so 2 hits to them, 3 hits to us. We succeed, that goes away. And yeah, we win. So he goes back in command. He goes away. That's us now not got any available generals left. And that was a combat in Turkey. Okay. Let's finish this one and sell that away, and then I'll maybe go away. I'm hoping to get back for another part later, but... Okay, so selling that away. Well, it still would be nice to draw a card with no combat. So let's do that. We are defending in rough. Draw combat cards. Western Faction 1943. Oh, it's only 2 dice. So it's 2 AR and 2 dice. There's no point rolling the AR. Yeah, they're getting the extra dice, aren't they? Because this is Southern Front. It's at 1 now. So, well, basically they're just going to be rolling 3 dice, aren't they? Right, von Mackensen. Oh no, he's got something, isn't he? We just put him in play, didn't we? Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to pick a general anyway for him. Cancel 1 tank result. Good, okay, well let's hope we get one. There's no available generals left. And I can't take them from anywhere else, can I? For that. The Whedon generals have to come from available, don't they? Where are we? If at least one German army is involved in the combat, you must activate a Whedon general from the available generals pile. Yeah, okay. And it says you must, but there's none there, so I sort of feel like me being a fussy bugger feels like it should say you must if there's one available. But anyway, that does sound very fussy. But anyway, yeah, I'm sure Carlos is cringing and sort of saying, yeah, whatever, Grant. Okay, so they're getting 2 dice. However, this is at 1, so they get an extra dice. Yeah, there's no point rolling the 2 air. What's the card? There's no point rolling the 2 air because it's at 1. So 2 dice plus 1. Now we're wanting to see a tank. Well, 3 events would be fine, but right, here we go. No tank. Oh, that's devastating. That's going to be 3 hats. That's bad. Because the aircraft air enables at 1. That's going to be 3 hats. Right, we've got 2 white dice for the 2 armies. And 1 extra because we're defending in rough. So 3 white dice. Well, we need 4 hits to avoid anything, but here we go. Guns, please. Oh dear. 2. Well, at least the deficit's only 1. So it could have been worse. It's not good though. Okay, so unfortunately Van Mackensen done nothing. Your naval controls at 1, so this is 3 hits to my 2. So a difference of 1. We were defending. So yeah, 1 reduction on 1 retreat. Yeah, we've got to take the reduction, haven't we? And then von Mackensen. Oh. What does he do? Actually, he's useful. He's going to go across the Eastern Front and help out there now. Because he's going away, isn't he? Right, I take the reduction. I'm not going to take the retreat. So I take the reduction. And because of that, he's going away because there's only 1 German army there. So his card now doesn't go back to... Well, he was an AG head. He's now going to be available. So we're going to get him for combat. That right? Yeah, I believe so, Grant. Okay. Well, that's the combat over. Yeah, that was a bad finish. Yeah, it's what's going to happen. Turkey went well. Spain didn't go well. Southern Italy didn't go well. I wasn't quite so fussed about Spain. Maybe I've held their ground, I suppose. But I mean, there's 2 reductions right away and 3 Wehrmacht replacements, you know. That means I've got to put somebody back in there, somebody back in there. And these are only reduced armies when I put them in, so... Yeah, okay. Right, 54 minutes there. I better take a break. So, that is the Western Offensive done though. So we'll come back to the Soviet offensive in the next part. Okay, I'll be back later. Cheers.